Residential sales comparison and income approaches, page 6. Safety standards, environmental regulations, historic preservation codes and regulations, development standards or public transportation. It is important for appraisers to be aware of the governmental issues that affect a market or greater than regulations property. This is a requirement of competency in an appraisal assignment. Competency in an appraisal assignment requires the appraiser to prorate of the governmental issues that affect a market and/or a property. Many of the elements considered as government forces can impact the legal permissibility in the highest and best use analysis, the supply and demand analysis, and/or the suitability of data that might be used in the sales comparison or income analysis. The composition of people, their preferences, their attitudes, and their habits are all part of the social forces influencing a market area. Of course, these judgments and determinations must be made without bias or unsupported conclusions regarding protected class characteristics. Social forces include where people want to live, what they want to live in, what they find desirable, and what they do not. In general, one could simply define social forces as what is in and what is out. Social forces that an appraiser examines might social forces include greater than when forming opinions regarding social forces. Appraisers must not be biased or use unsupported conclusions regarding protected class characteristics of the population growth or diminishment buyer tastes and requirements, geographic trends in preferences, lifestyle requirements and choices, age of population and demographic categories, i.e. baby boomers, Generation X, etc., housing preferences property, the region, the market area, or the neighborhood. The social forces often present themselves in supply and, especially, demand trends for a market area or particular property type. While some of this information can be interpreted from demographic information, the appraiser's analysis of market data for use in the sales comparison and income approaches will usually reveal the affect of social forces. 10.1219.650p, for example. A demographic trend of having smaller households might demonstrate a trend for purchasing properties with fewer bedrooms, or not paying more, or much more, for a property that has a finished basement versus one that is not finished. Or, an aging housing market might pay more rent for apartments conveniently located near services such as restaurants, drugstores, and shopping.